Hello, everyone. My name is Tal, and I'm the product marketing manager at BigVU. And I wanted to welcome you to another of 1 hour live workshops. And thank you so much for joining us today. And please let me know that you're with us today by writing in the chat where you're from and if you know BigVU. And in the meanwhile, I just want to note that this workshop will be recorded and available for watching after the live event. So please don't worry about that. And at the end of the presentation, there will be a Q&A session, so all of your questions will be answered. And today, we're going to learn how to land your dream job in a tough job market. And for that, I invited Corinna Hagen. She is a leadership communication coach and career coach. And I want to welcome you to the stage, Corinna.
Thank you, Tal. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. Wow, there's somebody from Turkey there. That's exciting. Okay, let's jump right in. I want to share with you 3 ways in which you stand out in a crowded job market. You probably have realized during a very tough year, almost have behind us, hopefully soon, that a lot of people are looking for jobs, a lot more than you would have found last year. And there's a lot of great talent out there. So you're great talent, the only one vying for the same position. And I want to share with you 3 ways that you can stand out and get invited to more interviews and land your dream job. All right, the first one is an elevator pitch. You probably have heard of that, right? The idea here is to enter an elevator with the person that you're dying to talk to, and you have 30 seconds, maybe less, right, until they're done again, and you have a captive audience, and what do you say? And the goal here is not to make the sale, right? The goal is not to get the job in the 15 seconds that you're on the elevator, but the goal is to get invited for more, right? To get the person interested in you so much so that they will ask you to interview, right, for an interview with them. So why should you worry about an elevator pitch? Well, first of all, we have a shortened attention span, right? Over the past 20 years, I think research has shown that our attention span have dropped severely. But more than that, there's so much vying for our attention, right? If you're a recruiter, can you imagine what it's like to live in today's world and having so many people apply for a position? You have thousands of resumes on your desk, and everyone wants your attention, right? Recruiters spend all day on LinkedIn, and they review thousands and thousands of profiles and resumes. So how do you stand out? And the first, and I don't want to say the lowest hanging fruit, but the first thing that you will have to do is convince somebody that they want to listen to you, that they want to pay attention to you, to hear your full story, right, on how you fit this position. And how do you do that? Well, a 30-second pitch will give you that edge, right? It will give just enough information to a recruiter or a hiring manager to say, I'm interested, tell me more. And what I will do next is I will give you a formula for an elevator pitch that you can use that helps you to keep things concise, because you want to have a short elevator pitch. You want to have something prepared for more, and we'll get to that toward the end of the presentation. But the elevator pitch will get you a foot in the door. Drop a line in the chat if you already have an elevator pitch, or share how long you think your elevator pitch is. And while you do that, I also need one volunteer who's willing to run through this elevator pitch formula that I'm giving to you in a minute, to share your own attempt to an elevator pitch. The formula is very easy. So whoever volunteers, kudos to you. You'll help other people learn from you. And I'll help you through it, obviously. So here it is. This elevator pitch has to answer one key question. Why should we talk to you, right? What should make me, the recruiter, ask you to come for an interview? Because that ties up resources. That costs everybody time, right? To have you come for an interview and not somebody else. So why you? And the key to answering that question is delivering value. How do you deliver value? Well, here's how I broke it down. you can see there are 2 sentences here, and they come in 3 parts. And here are the 3 parts. It's who, what, and how. Who, what, and how. Who you are, what you achieve, and how you do it. And on the next line, it repeats who you're helping, what you can do for them, and how you're achieving it. So you're tying who you are directly to the position you're applying to, or to the employer that you're trying to reach, okay? If you had those 15 seconds in an elevator, think about it. You would say, this is who I am, and here's why you want to talk to me. So this is what that formula does. And because it's made so simple, it should help you stay within those 30 seconds, which is roughly 84 words, depending on how fast you speak. All right. 90 seconds, you've been told. Okay, so 90 seconds is not a bad pitch. It's actually great already. Most people have something that's much longer. So 90 seconds is great, Sean. And, you know, we're saying an elevator pitch until the doors really open. It's between 15 and 30 seconds. It's much shorter, and it's really challenging, right? 90 seconds is also great, and you can even have something that's longer than that if you have a captive audience in a different setting. Let's say you were invited to an interview, and the first question, maybe you're sitting in front of 2 or 3 people, and they're asking you, tell us a little bit about yourself. 90 seconds, Sean, that's great. You know, 90 seconds will do the trick because you'll have a captive audience and you're sitting there, you're already invited. If you're trying to get to the first interview, something shorter would be better, you see? Because there are so many more people in the first round, right? As you narrow this down, you get a little more of, you know, the recruiter's time or the hiring manager's time. So how this formula works, again, I said who, what, and how, right? Let's say you are a sales executive and you're looking to land a position for a company that tries to break into a market that you happen to have experience in. Let's say it's a software company, they want to break into biotechnology and you happen to have the experience. What you could say is, I am, now comes the who, I'm a sales executive who achieves what, right? Who, you know, typically sells deals averaging, you know, $80 million, or you can insert another metric here, right? What do you typically achieve? That's the what. And third comes how you achieve it. By using supreme negotiation and closing skills, right? Or my experience in the biotechnology market. I can help, that's the next line, I can help who? You, the employer that I'm applying to, right? To reach what goal? Perhaps you can open at least 3 to 5 doors in the biotechnology market in 2021. If they hire you, right, in 2021, you can make sure they break into the biotechnology market with at least 2 to 3 or 3 to 5 presentations, you know, where they can present their solutions to companies in the biotechnology market using what? That's the third part, using your experience, right? And you want to use metrics as much as possible here, simply to make it tangible. Is there, thanks, Sean was saying thanks, shorter, that's great. Is there anybody who wants to volunteer at this point and try this elevator pitch with some direct feedback? And if there's not, I'll give you a few seconds to answer. If there's no one right now and you want to think about this, we can park this and do this toward the end of the presentation. All right, I'll say we'll park this for now. We're going to do this toward the end if there is a volunteer for this. And of course, also for Q&A if you have questions regarding this. Now comes the next part. The second recommendation I have for you, how to set yourself apart. And that is having a video landing page. Not just a landing page, not just the website. A couple of years ago, the trend came up to have a personal website where you put up your own resume. And that is great. And still, very few people have that. So that will already set you apart. But if you have a video landing page, that will set you miles apart. Because hardly ever anybody is doing this. Right? Most people still feel very uncomfortable speaking into the camera. And since you follow BigVU, You're already in the mindset to use the camera. You're far ahead of everybody else. So, but there's another reason I'm mentioning this. There's not enough data out there on the success of video in getting to a job interview. But here's what I'm telling you. Marketing has enough data out there on what video does for products, right? There's an 80% increased conversion when you add video to a product description. Think about that. You have your resume and you have your cover letter, you have your LinkedIn profile, and now you're adding video. 80% conversion, meaning 80% increase in the chances that somebody invites you to an interview. That's great. And that's what video does for products. So we're utilizing that for you to create attention, okay, or to grab attention. Apart from that, the other advantage of this is one-sided videos are on the rise. What this is an attempt from hiring managers, from companies, to save time in the going back and forth of scheduling interviews, to simply send you a link so that you record a video based on questions that they ask you in this one-sided interview. So there's nobody sitting on the other side. You get maybe 3 or 4 questions and you record your answer. Now, some companies give you the chance to do several takes, right? So you get more than one shot to record a video to a single question. Some companies choose to not give you more than one shot. They want to see your first and best answer. And whatever comes out, that's what you send off. And so if you create a video up front, you're getting ahead of the game. You're already sending them that first impression that they want to have for video. Second, you're also using this to prepare yourself, right? You're already getting used to speaking to a camera when there's nobody on the other side. So a lot of people get very uncomfortable speaking to the camera, there's nobody on the other side, and you have already practiced. It's also a great chance to give recruiters who don't use one-sided videos yet, one-sided interviews, to give them a first impression of who you are. I give you 2 examples of how this can look like. I want to mention, I highly recommend that you keep the URL, the personalized link that you get from those landing pages, to yourself. Don't put it up on LinkedIn. That's at least my recommendation. You will use this when you apply for positions. You usually, you'll be given a chance to add your LinkedIn profile, and very often they ask you if you also have another link to add in your job applications, right? Do you have a personal website, a link to your portfolio? That's an opportunity to add that URL, and it will spark curiosity. The hiring manager will see that, and they have to look at the data, right? You're applying for this, they will see that there's another link, and the curiosity will cause them to click on the link, most likely. And once they see the link, they see a 1 or 2 minute video. What's the harm in watching that 1 minute video, right? So here we go. There are 2 examples of how you can do this. One is, I believe, the easiest way of creating a landing page, and that's through BigVU. You record your video, then you edit it to your liking, and in your BigVU menu, in your editing menu, there's one item in there that will allow you to create that video landing page. That's the one you see here on the left. And you can choose to add the transcript, or you can leave the transcript out and replace the text field with other information. Perhaps, you want to say thank you for the recruiter coming to your page and visiting it. Maybe you want to give, other links to, portfolios that you have. Maybe your telephone number or your email address, which you can also add into the call to action buttons that you have here. So you see at the top of that image, of that screenshot that I took for the landing page, you can choose to create a button, a call to action that you define. So if you like for people to call you after watching this or to email you, you can link that button to your email, and it will create a pop-up for the recruiter, let's say, to send you an email afterward. On the right-hand side, you see Visual CV. Now, that's also a great solution. This website allows you to very easily, without a lot of programming knowledge or any programming knowledge for that matter, create your own website. You can create your own profile. You can add videos. You can even add your certifications. You can add your references, and it's more private than LinkedIn is. So you can publish all those things, but the link stays private to you unless you choose to share it with the company that you wish to apply for a job, okay? So those are the two solutions. I'll have links for those that I'll drop into the chat at the end. And the third solution that I would give to you for standing out in a crowded job market is to use a teleprompter to prepare for interviews. You may have worked with a coach in the past, or may even do that now to prepare for interviews. It's very popular to use a coach to do a mock interview. And that's great if you do that for the big interview, maybe the final round, but you need more than that. So to prepare on your own time, what you can do is use a template that I will also give you at the end of this call, okay? I will give you a link to an interview prep template. It is loaded with roughly 30 questions and with an answer key on how to answer those questions. And it's like a worksheet. So you answer those interview questions, and then you use that interview prep template to load question by question each answer into BigVU. And you send it to the teleprompter, and then question by question, you answer it using the teleprompter. You record yourself. Each answer will be maybe, a minute long, okay? So as you record your answers, you watch the video. If you only spend 30 minutes, you get 10 different rehearsals because you record the video, you watch your recording, you see what you can improve. You will probably realize that you speak different than you write. So what you wrote down in your answers will sound a little choppy when you say it verbally. So you modify, you adjust. In the process of repeating this multiple times, you memorize the answers, and you'll get to watch your performance, right? What's your presence like? Do you have weird habits when you speak? Do you scratch your head a lot? Are you speaking too slow, too fast? Are you pausing? Are you overpronouncing words? You can correct all of those things as you watch yourself. And once you're familiar with your script, right? Once it becomes second nature, I recommend that you then record a video without the teleprompter, naturally speaking, just like you would in an interview, to see how that, comes across. And that's how you prepare. You don't, have a coach sitting on the other side. You did it all by yourself, and you familiarize yourself with your mannerisms, right? With your speaking habits. So those are the 3 tips. Again, have an elevator pitch, create a video landing page, and prepare using a teleprompter. And now I would hand it over to Tal for Q&A, and I'll copy the links here that you can see on screen here into the chat so that you can get the interview prep template and can follow me or ZARADIGM on Instagram if you want to. All right, back to you, Tal.
Thanks, Corinna. So you can do a screenshot of this page before we take it away from you. And anyways, I'm going to send you the links in the chat, so don't worry. So you have a few questions. Let me see. I put it on the screen for you. There it is.
What's a good way to do it if you don't have executive level experience? Are you talking about the elevator pitch?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't need executive experience for the elevator pitch, right? You probably just need some practice. And let me jump back to that screen for the elevator pitch. It's probably a good time to do that. Oh, here it is. All right. So even without executive experience, what you would need is, yes, you would need to have your title, which you are very familiar with, right? And then how do you achieve results, right? What are the results? You're very familiar with that. You know what your performance is like and what you have achieved. A good trick is also to look into the job description. The job description will give you cues on what the company is emphasizing. And if you want to make this a more general pitch, not one tailored to that specific company, you want to have an introductory pitch, look at, maybe 10 different job descriptions for the same role, right? Different companies, same role, and see the commonalities and highlight them. And so you see where the emphasis is, and you tie that to your experience, right? What stands out from those job descriptions that you can deliver, and how can you tangibly deliver that? Then another thing I recommend is, as you say, I can achieve X, Y, and Z, right, by doing X, Y, and Z, look for different ways that you can achieve the same things. Maybe there are other things that you can do. So you have the who, what, and how, right? And the what and how, you can brainstorm. Are there different what's, different things that I can achieve? And there are different ways of how I can achieve it, right? Or the third part, actually, the how. So, maybe you can help a company break into a new market by using your network, right? That could be one example. Maybe you can help them break into a new market because you have supreme door opening skills. You're really good in presenting something that sparks interest, and letting you talk to that company, right? Getting invited to a presentation. Maybe you have supreme closing skills. Maybe that's what helps. So you could, brainstorm different hows on how you can achieve this, as well as different whats, right? Different ways you can help this company achieve what they're to achieve. Does that help you?
Okay. Keep asking questions. We have one more. I think it was about the landing pages. She asked if you don't need to publish it at all.
If you don't need to put a landing page, well, it's published, but it's private, right? So I'm not sure if I understand the question right. Let me make an assumption here. You don't want the landing page that is publicly available, or you don't want to use the landing in order to submit it when you apply for jobs. And to answer the letter, for jobs, it's up to you not to do that. I believe it sparks interest because it sets you apart from the crowd. Most people provide their resumes and they provide a cover letter, and that's it, right? How do you stand out? If you do what everybody else does, you won't stand out. If you add a landing page, it will spark interest. People will look at it. It's up to you if you want to grab that chance. In order to share that link, you would have to publish it so it is available, but nobody will know the link, right? Nobody will look for that link unless they choose to click on your link in the application that you wrote, because you're not publishing this on LinkedIn. At least that's my recommendation. It's your choice whether or not you want to do that. But it would stay private with you. Nobody would know about it unless they were intensively looking for it and knowing what they're looking for. Okay?
Yes, I just want to emphasize what Corinna said. Basically, you can publish it in different social media, but of course, this is just like a mini website that you have without any distractions, and you can practice there whatever you want. You can use it for a video CV and be unique, and then you can send it to whomever you want. I mean, you can send it on private messages, and you don't need to publicly publish it. And I see that you have a request to go over one of our viewers' elevator pitch. I think you will do it privately.
All right.
But yeah.
See it. Create it. Oh, privately, not here. Yeah, absolutely. You can contact me.
I think it will be better because it's like a video. If you don't have any more questions, you feel free to write them down right now. But for now, I just want to let you know that I send Corinna's information with the links in the chat, and also BigVU information if you want to download it, review it, of course. I want to thank everyone for participating in our workshop, and of course, you, Corinna, for an important and interesting workshop. Thank you so much, and see you in the next workshop.
All right, see you then. Okay, bye-bye.
Goodbye, everyone.